The moment a US president consigned 5 decades of US policy towards Cuba to the scrap heap.
Today, Cuba is still governed by the Castros and the Communist Party that came to power half a century ago. Neither the American nor Cuban people are well served by a rigid policy that's rooted in events that took place before most of us were born.
The first indication of change, the return to the US of Alan Gross, a contractor imprisoned by the Cubans for the last 5 years. He was the public face of a prisoner swap that also included American and Cuban spies.
What a blessing it is to be a citizen of this country. And thank you, President Obama, for everything that you have done.
But on Capitol Hill, the president must still contend with Republican fury.
These changes will lead to legitimacy for a government that shamelessly, continuously abuses human rights, but it will not lead to assistance for those whose rights are being abused. It is just another concession to a tyranny by the Obama administration.
Obama coward! Obama coward!
In Miami's Little Havana, home to generations of Cuban exiles, there was a mixed reaction.
I'm horrified, I'm mortified. This is a disaster.
If they're doing negotiations, I don't see it as a bad thing. You know, we're getting a pretty big end of the deal.
The US is planning to re-establish diplomatic relations with Cuba by opening an embassy in Havana. They'll also be easing travel restrictions on Americans wanting to visit the island. And the president says he'll be consulting Congress about lifting the trade embargo that's been imposed on Cuba for the last 50 years. Kate Fisher, SABC News, Washington.